Good afternoon, Bangkok. I hope you guys are having a good time. My name is Patrick Tan. I'm the Chief Strategy Officer for Helix. It is a huge privilege to be here with this incredible audience. It's not my first time in Bangkok. I hope you guys are having a great time. I'm going to try a bit of Thai. Sawadee krap. Is that okay? I do apologize if I butcher your beautiful language. So we're going to talk a little bit about the composability of DeFi and the confidence of real-world assets. What is composability? That's a long word. Composability is basically the crypto bros way of saying something that can be combined with other stuff to unlock new opportunities and new inventions, new innovation. So that's all it is. It's just a fancy way of saying the Lego bricks of finance. Today, the world of traditional finance and decentralized finance are divided by a great gulf. TradFi investors can't access the composability, programmability, and liquidity of decentralized finance. And DeFi participants can't access the liquidity, certainty, and variety of real-world assets in TradFi markets. But what if we could bridge that divide? If we could bridge that divide, DeFi participants could use stablecoins and smart contracts to access compliant real-world assets or RWAs, bolstering the resilience of decentralized financial markets. TradFi investors could unlock liquidity for their existing investments and access the programmability, composability, and liquidity of DeFi markets. What is the key? The key is to have programmable stablecoins. But that's not a big deal. That's not new. You've heard of stablecoins. There are tons of them. Some of them don't exist anymore. What is the issue with the way stablecoins are currently structured? First of all, though they have liquidity, they don't provide you with yield, and they certainly don't provide you with growth. But what if we could combine liquidity with growth? Infinite potential. Introducing USHD, the world's first tokenized stablecoin that provides liquidity, yield, and growth. And how do we do this? It starts with building a compliant framework, working with institutional managers in Singapore, regulated by the Monetary Authority of Singapore, best-in-class funds with a long track record of operation and operational success have already been set up. But it doesn't stop there. Helix Prime is our institutional tokenized solution, providing tokenized fund opportunities to institutional and accredited investors. Finally, we have Helix Hub. This is our stablecoin factory. This will produce the USHD stablecoin that compliant stablecoin holders can exchange for. So how does this work? If you're in DeFi and you have a compliant stablecoin, such as USDC, issued by Circle Financial, you can swap USDC for USHD, our stablecoin. Okay, big deal. What can you do with that? Now you can use USHD and stake it with us to receive representation of money market funds and tokenized US Treasury yield. And because we own the full stack, this essentially gives you a no-lockup, spendable money market fund equivalent. No such product exists currently in the market. And we can do this because we own the whole stack. If you would like more yield to seize the yield of the growing private credit markets in Asia, you can also stake USHD and receive a receipt token called USHDX. Now, of course, more yield's going to come with more risk and more lockup. So there is a lockup for USHDX. But for the USHD that's in USHDX. But that's the point. You can use USHDX in composable ways in the DeFi markets and unlock liquidity for yourself there. We haven't forgotten our institutional investors who can come in at the level of Helix Prime to unlock secondary liquidity for the tokenized representation of their various funds. Why Helix? First of all, Helix is compliant. Forget about the graphics, such as life. It's composable, it's comprehensive, and it's held together by our USHD stablecoin. We own the legal structure and the underlying funds, providing unparalleled access to safe, compliant products. It's composable. We own the tokenization process, from the stablecoins of the tokenized fund products right down to the issuance of the USHD stablecoin. And it's comprehensive. Because our background is in traditional finance, we give you full access to the entire spectrum of available capital markets products. But owning the entire stack means more than just compliance, composability, and comprehensiveness. It also means security. Whereas USHD, our stablecoin, is fully on the blockchain, the assets that back up USHD are not. This is important because it means that there are no honeypots or smart contracts to hack. It means you get the best of both worlds. You get the versatility and the flexibility of DeFi, the safety of TradFi. And isn't that what we all want? This allows us to provide you with the full access to the spectrum that is USHD and the Helix ecosystem. From our composable stablecoin to our risk-free rates, right up to risk-adjusted growth from access to the burgeoning private credit markets in Asia. And together, we're building the Blackstone of Web3. Well, you've heard a lot of ideas. How about some hard numbers? Sure, I have that too. Since its inception 7 years ago, these numbers have since been updated. 500 million or $500 million worth of loans have been dispersed, with annualized returns of between 10 to 15% in our private credit market fund. But more importantly, we've had 0 defaults. How is that possible? Through a range of using AI and proprietary investment systems, we're able to access the highest quality credit at reasonable rates in traditional finance markets. Could we give you more yield? Yes, we could, but not without more risk. So if you're looking for something that's more geared towards capital preservation, then you'll have to work with this. And those are the compromises that we make. We don't want you to walk away thinking that you can have your money for nothing and your chicks for free. That's just not how that works. Our backers include some of the biggest names in the VC market, including Outlier Ventures, Emergo, Taisu, Superscript, which is the Web3 investment arm of Temasek, the Singapore Sovereign Wealth Fund, as well as Sison Capital, whom we're co-hosting with today. Our partners include the who's who in the space, including funding societies, ADDX, Hex Trust, Plume, Zendit, and Clearpool. And of course, we have awards. In 2023, we won the TAD's Best of Class for tokenized bonds and funds. Our team comprises people from Goldman Sachs, IBM, Nomura, Morgan Stanley, Credit Suisse, Singapore Airlines, and KPMG. We know our stuff. We've been doing this for a long time. We stand at an incredibly unique juncture in history. We stand at the precipice and at the cusp of world-changing innovation, where the worlds of TradFi and DeFi have finally this opportunity to work together and make something really special. It is a unique opportunity. Our vision, our mission, is to democratize finance. Whether you're sitting in Asia or whether you're sitting in Africa, whether you're sitting in the United States or you're sitting in Europe, we believe that access to finance should no longer be a privilege, but a human right. And if you believe in that mission, if you believe in that lofty goal, if you share that democratization of finance should be a must, not an if. Then I invite you to get in touch. We'll have colleagues here be passing out tear sheets. I'll be available at the networking area shortly after that. But if you believe it, join us, and we can make this mission a really special one. Thank you.